The purpose of this tool is to allow you to carry out drive tests with the objective of mapping the coverage of a specific transmitter. In order to access to this tool, what we will do is to head again to the TV analyzer mode. Now we will tune the channel that we want to use as a reference to carry out the drive test. Once the channel is tuned and we are logged to it, we will now drag the right menu to the center and choose drive test. Now we are in the main menu of the drive test tool. If we press on the plus icon, we will create a new drive test task. We'll have to give it a name. Optionally, we can give as well the file a description. And then we have on the right a number of options that allow us to configure how this drive test is going to be taken. Audio enabled, what will allow us to do is to, for the meter to generate an alarm in case the analyzer gets unlocked from the RF channel that we are tuning. GPS alarm will allow the meter to generate an alarm if the GPS receiver gets unlocked from the satellites that it's locked to. Select mode allows us to choose from two different modes of operation. Automatic mode will, what the meter will do is to take measurements automatically with always with the same frequency according to the sampling time defined below. While in manual mode, the unit will take measurements every time the user presses a button that will show up after the drive test is initiated, and it's called measure. Every time we press that button, the unit will take a measurement. This is in manual mode. Span time defines the time length of the plot that is displayed after the drive test is initiated, which is showing the progress of power level, carrier to noise, and MER measurements. And finally, sample time. Let us define what is the frequency with which measurements will be taken in the auto mode. So now we have defined all of this. We can save this task. If we unfold the different drive test tasks that we can find here, we will find the new one that we have created, test. We can select it. Now we can head to drive test by pressing drive test button, and we can start at any time this drive test. Before we start the drive test, we need to be sure that the GPS receiver is connected, it's plugged to the meter. And that the GPS receiver is locked to different satellites that will allow it to receive the geolocation data. In order to do that, we can drag down the top menu, head to the GPS area. In this screen, we are shown all the satellites detected by the GPS receiver. And in green, we can see all those satellites that the GPS receiver is locked to. Now we are ready to launch our signal coverage analysis, and we can start driving. In order to launch the drive test task, we will press on the Start button. In case we needed to pause the drive test task because we need to stop driving at any point, we can press the pause button. Once we can drive again, we can resume the drive test task by pressing on the resume button. On screen, we can see a plot that is displaying the power level, carrier noise, and MER measurements progress through time. Besides these measurements, all the rest of measurements are stored as well in the file that is being saved by the meter during the drive test, along with the geolocation data. Once the drive test is completed, we can finish the drive test task by pressing on Finish. Now that we have completed the drive test task, we can export the data. In order to do that, we will have to go back to the drive test tool, select our drive test task, and press on Export. The unit will give us two options. One, to select the destination where we want to export this file. That could be either the internal memory of the unit, or if we plug to the instrument an external pen drive, we will be able to as well to export the data to an external pen drive. And the second option we have is the file format we want to export the data to. It can be in KML format, CSV format, or XFSX format. Remember that the format used by Google Earth is KML. This will allow us to overlay all the data from the drive test over a Google Earth map.